gosh.
We are live.
Oh my goodness.
Good morning, everybody.
Welcome to your classic Wednesday coffee with Flip. I'm here. The one you've all come to see.
Catster 315 said it's finally CFW day.
Yeah, she loves coffee with Flip. She was saying on Discord.
CFW, what does that stand for?
Oh,
Coffee Flip with.
CW with.
Coffee Flip.
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna use that. I'm just like, CFW, CWF.
Yeah.
It's
The
CWF.
chat's already popping this morning.
Good
Yeah, the
morning,
chat is
everyone.
popping.
You know what our chat
Is it
does?
just members today?
They bring the boom.
No, doesn't look like it because I see
We just got a
some
lot
that
of
are
members
not.
in there. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I think it. I think I have to make a public apology to Bougie.
Yeah, I think you do.
Bougie, I just want to apologize that I've been so busy and I haven't prioritized your custom mat and filter. And Liv messaged me yesterday and was like, Rob, where's this custom mat and filter? And I was like,
I noticed her shirt over there yesterday.
I was like, honestly, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
And Bougie, I want you to know I stand in solidarity with you. You are not alone.
Yeah. So I apologize. You will have it. It will be shipped next Tuesday. Maybe Monday if Marcus gets back in time. We'll prioritize it. But just know, I love you.
I do too.
Yes. So.
Well, I'm glad that we could clear
What's
the air.
this goal thing?
Public apologies.
Make super chats more fun. Oh, that's weird.
What is it?
So, you can set a goal on a live stream of like, hey, let's get 10 super chats of $5 or more in the next 30 minutes, and this is how we'll celebrate.
Interesting.
So basically, it's a way to encourage people to give you money. It's a great idea. Hey,
yeah.
let me set a goal. We want 1,000 super chats of
Come
10
on, guys, help us hit our goal.
Not the 1,000.
of $100 or more,
Oh my god.
and then Rob can take the rest of the year off.
Does it let you like type in a? Wait, I see it on mine now.
Yeah.
Too.
Share how you'll celebrate. It's just whatever you want.
There's like also.
Listen, Liv will take her shoes off if we get a super chat of $5 or more.
What's under these hey dudes could be yours for the small price of $1,000.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Flip after dark.
Flip after
So anyway,
dark.
Parasites.
That is so funny. Good morning, everyone.
Oh
Is that
yeah.
what we're talking about today?
Yeah.
Parasites?
Rob actually doesn't have a clue what we're talking about.
So I've been sick the last 2 days, and before that I was on vacation, and so yeah, I had no time to get prepared for this, and I'm actually really excited. Normally I know what to expect going into it.
So it's kind of like a little pop
do
quiz.
we have trivia this week?
We do.
Ooh, and I don't know what any of the answers
We
are.
do.
Let's do a little trivia.
All right.
Is that okay, or am I skipping ahead?
No.
Okay.
Oh wait, we didn't explain the will. We did skip that. This
Can I
is
explain it?
You didn't
Yeah.
introduce yourself yet either.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rob with Flip Aquatics. To my left is Leather with Flip Aquatics, and to my right is Miss Coco. To my right is Liv from Flip Aquatics.
I don't
And then
remember the
behind the
last time
camera-
you called me Leather to my face. It's kind of weird.
No, yeah.
I don't remember the last time you called me Miss Coco 14 to my face.
Yeah. Today. And then behind the camera is the one, the only
The
DJ
Sniffly.
Emily.
DJ M's not on the cam today.
Aw,
Yes,
she's
I'm
not feeling
rolling
good.
my nose every 5 seconds.
Yeah, poor Emily.
Give the people what they want to see.
Give them the cam. So over here we got the Will Wheel in honor of one of our, if not our longest standing member, Will Aquatics.
He has the supreme title of Flip Bestie.
He does.
Yeah.
That is a good title for him.
I mean, he's your sister, so.
He is my sister. So Will is just a phenomenal guy.
You're so James Charles coded.
I don't know who that is.
I know.
Throw
But
throwback.
thank you.
Say thank you, sister.
Thank you, sister. I'm glad I can make you laugh. So this is the wheel. We spin it at the end of every stream. There's going to be a link in the description or a pinned comment that you can find that you can fill out. It's free to enter. And then when you enter, we'll draw 2 people randomly that me and Liv will then play rock, paper, scissors. Normally I win. Sometimes she wins. And then whoever wins, that person will spin the wheel for. And then they'll win whatever it says.
Woo!
Why is that thing off?
Because it was freezing in here.
Did you turn that off?
No, Emily did.
No,
But
I'm legit getting hot.
It was a group decision.
I was the one that voted not to turn the heat on, though.
Yeah, Liv was wanting her to turn the heat on.
You're cold?
I was.
Oh, well, it seems like I'm outvoted.
I think we could maybe get some air movement. It does feel a little.
Well, I was going to turn the fan on, but then you guys freaked out and wanted the heat on, so then I just
Yeah.
turned it off.
I absolutely freaked out on you.
Hey, my favorite parasites in the chat, Madison.
Not your favorite person. I think we need you to do the thing, Rob.
What?
We need you to do the thing.
What thing?
The parasite.
I think we need to
Parasites.
bring back.
That thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not very good at it because I haven't watched it in a long
Liv
time.
knows. She's a pro.
Liv do it.
I already did it.
Do it one more time.
No.
No.
She'll do it randomly
No.
throughout the live stream if you stay. So
All right.
anyway, trivia.
All right.
Trivia.
So
This is trivia for you too because
Yeah, 'cause
you don't
I don't
even know
know.
what the questions
Trivia
are this
for
time.
all.
All right. What is the name of the disease that causes small white cysts to appear on a fish's body and fins?
What is it? What is it? What is it?
that's so easy.
Well, for you, you're the expert.
Rob gets it
White
wrong.
cysts. Well,
Bougie.
Bougie got it. Jennifer got it. Incoming 07 got it. Come on. By the Bylands. Inquisitive. By the Bylands retracted. Oh, because they spelled it wrong. So you can actually spell it either way.
No, I don't think pain in the butt is the disease.
Yeah, that wouldn't be
Madison
it.
heard
Crystal
Rob
got it.
has
Will
it.
got it. So everyone's saying ick. Joseph said it. What?
Madison said, I heard Rob has it.
I did. I've been
Have you
showering in quick here the last couple days.
Have you ever given anyone the ick?
I hope not. Have I? No, I'm sure I have.
Anna
ask
Banana
Amanda.
says, but it can be columnaris too, depending on how it looks. I don't know if I said that right.
Colinaris.
Columnaris.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the disease, but it's probably that. But there is an alternative disease that appears as ick, but can be a different cause.
Yeah. It looks slightly different.
Well, congrats, chat. Everybody knew that one.
Good job,
Guys.
chat.
Easy number one. That's just to get us
Yeah,
warmed
yeah.
up.
That
We
was
got
just-
the harder ones coming up.
All right.
Not that I know.
What is a common treatment used to treat ick in fresh water?
Why did I say anything? I've only been showering in it the last 2 days. No, but there's a couple answers here.
Mute his mic.
Yeah,
There is a-
there is a couple
couple.
answers. Bougie says ick X. Madison says malachite green. Jennifer says salt.
Heat and
Anna
salt.
Banana says ick X. Guppy Joe says heat and salt.
Ooh.
By the
Well,
Bylands, ick X and increase the temperature. Lowell says raising the temperature. So,
So the interesting thing is raising the temperature actually doesn't get rid of it. It just speeds up.
The
Well, okay, that's a lie. So the reason that you increase the temperature when you start treating it is to make the cycle quicker so that you can treat it and get rid of it faster. But there is a temperature, and I forget the temperature, but like once you get to a certain temperature, it can't grow. But I feel like if they already have it, getting to that temperature, they would still have it. It's just that higher temperature prevents them from getting it. Like Ohio Fish Rescue, Big Ridge, they keep their systems at a really high pH, or not a high pH, a really high temperature, so that nothing in their system can get ick. But they had a time where like it dipped below that temperature, and then they got ick throughout their whole system.
That's crazy.
Dang.
Yeah, and I visited. I think towards the tail end of them getting rid of ick. But yeah, it's like Madison said it's like 90. Yeah, it's something like super high, and if you keep the temperature there, you don't have to worry about ick, which is crazy.
Yeah, it essentially speeds up the life cycle of the parasite.
Yeah. Yeah. So increase the temperature once you already have it.
Yeah.
Will help it like go through its life cycle quick. But yeah, ick X. Everyone said ick X. Salt and increasing temp. I personally have never done that, but in theory it should work.
Yeah, a lot of people say
Guppy Joe
salt.
said that. Yeah, a lot of people said that. Heat and salt. Malachite green. I've never used just malachite green, so I wouldn't be sure about that, Madison. But
I think it's somewhat similar to methylene blue, like some of the components are similar. And methylene blue theoretically could also treat ick because it treats protozoans.
And I'm
parasites.
sure like we use Quick Cure, which they don't make it anymore. Quick Cure, I believe, is a mixture of like malachite green, methylene blue, a couple other chemicals. So yeah. So I mean, everybody had good stuff.
Yeah.
Great job, chat.
Ooh, Joey did just the heat and salt routine. Yeah, I've never tried it, but
I don't see Joey in chat.
no, Joey didn't say it. Joe
Guppy
Miller
Joe.
said it.
Oh,
Guppy Joe.
I thought you
Joe
said
Miller.
Joey.
Guppy Joe said Joey DIY just did the heat and salt routine.
Oh.
That's where I got it from. But very good stuff, guys. Yeah.
All right. Number 3. This one's getting a little harder.
Ooh, is this getting harder?
I feel like this one is a little harder.
Okay.
What is the minimum quarantine period recommended for new fish to prevent introducing parasites?
It's loaded.
That is loaded.
Is
The minimum? So are we going for the recommended or the absolute minimum?
the recommended minimum. That's
Yeah,
what our
I
question
feel like-
says.
I feel like the answer that we were given is the minimum and then the recommended.
So let's
It's
see.
a range.
Bougie, 4 to 6 weeks. She's taking the high approach. Madison said 30 weeks. I think she meant 30 days.
Yeah, she probably did.
30 days. 4 weeks. Jennifer said. Andrew said 3 to 4 weeks. Joe said minimum 1 week. Anna said 4 weeks. Just Chris 2 weeks. Crystal 2 weeks. Joe says 2 weeks. Lowell said 6 weeks. Nothing wrong with that. IMAC, that's a good answer. As long as it takes. Autumn 2 to 4 weeks. Madison, it's 73 days for salt, I think, to treat it. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Guy said 2 weeks. A lot of ones. Minimum 2, max 6. Autumn?
30 weeks for Madison's chilies.
No, 30 weeks. That's crazy.
About to be 30 weeks for her little scarlet baddis.
Yeah.
Why
she
is it
just
not doing good?
Madison, how's your scarlet baddis doing? It got a little
think she
nip
just-
and then it got an infection.
Yeah, I think she just got some new ones.
She got some females.
Elusive.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where'd she get females from? That's,
Her local fish store.
wow, that's rare.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, so what would you guys say? I know what I would say. Do you want me to go first, then you guys go?
No.
Yeah, I don't want you to like. I don't want it to feel like we're stealing what you said, because it'll probably
I'll
be
steal what
similar.
you guys say then.
Okay.
Leather, what would you say?
So I would say the minimum would be 2 weeks, but recommended would be closer to 4.
Yeah. So I think the question's a little loaded.
Yeah.
Because
it
simply
is.
quarantining will not, like simply keeping in your fish in a
Oh,
separate tank
right,
for
right,
4
right.
weeks, that will not prevent you from introducing parasites unless you notice parasites and treat for parasites to
Right.
eradicate them before introducing them. With that being said, I would say the minimum period that you would want to observe for parasites would be a minimum of 2 weeks. I would really say theoretically there's no maximum. it's always best to keep fish separate if you have the means to do that. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 to 4 weeks for sure.
Yeah. So I would agree with that. So if you're looking to see if your fish has parasites, you should know after 2 weeks whether it's like still skinny, not gaining weight, and then you can have a good idea whether it has it. If you're pre-treating, so like if you just don't care whether it has it or not, you're just going to treat it for internal parasites. After 2 weeks, you should be able to kill any parasite that it had, and then it would be good to go. But like general quarantine, maybe that's another question, so I won't get into that. But I would say 2 weeks would be like my minimum.
It's not.
Oh, okay. I would say like, and this goes off of Jason from Primetime Aquatics, like 4 weeks, if you quarantine something for 4 weeks, you'll know whether whatever sickness it could have had, like you'll know by 4 weeks, you'll be able to have treated it and been like on top of it. So like 4 weeks is a really good quarantine. We do 2 weeks. We do pre-treat for all parasites. And usually at 2 weeks, we have an idea whether it's going to be healthy or not. And then we can extend the quarantine if we need to. If we feel like it's good to go, we can put it back into stock. But there are times where like we put something in stock and then a week later we realize like, ooh, shouldn't have done that. Like there's this bacterial infection coming out of nowhere or something.
Yeah.
So it bites us in the butt every now and then again.
Every now and then again.
But for the most part, like 2 weeks is a pretty solid gauge.
Yeah.
If I was a hobbyist, I would do 4 weeks.
So, would you recommend just pre-treating, or recommend like
No.
observing and then treating as needed?
The majority of people are going to be getting fish that have already been through care. So as long as they're going through someone who takes good care of the animal, most of the time they don't have to pre-treat. For us, the majority of what we get is wild caught or bred in mass numbers in ponds. So I would say the majority of what we get has a chance of, I would say the majority of what we get probably has parasites. So pre-treating makes sense for us. For the everyday hobbyist, I don't think it makes sense. I would wait to see.
Yeah.
All right, last question. What is one of the most common causes of parasitic diseases like ick or velvet?
That's a great question. So are we just talking ick and velvet?
Yeah.
Or are we talking about tapeworms and...
Nope.
So just ick and velvet. Okay. Well, that's easier then. I know what I would say. See what everyone else would say. Oh, everybody else getting it.
Stress.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. 100% I would say stress. We don't even have to debate that one.
Yep.
Stress will induce it.
Nick says poor water quality.
Yep.
Yeah, poor
Which
water,
causes
which
stress.
causes stress, yeah.
Which,
Guppy Joe says not using quarantine. Well,
in
I think
theory,
it's pretty solid across the board. So basically, like, poor water quality causes stress, puts, like, decreases the immune system, and it's just like this trickle effect.
it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, the same way that like we have germs. Like even when we're healthy, all of us have germs. But if you don't get enough sleep for days on end, your immune system is compromised. So all of a sudden, those germs start affecting you, and so you're more likely to get sick.
Yeah.
It's those illnesses. Not a scientist. Not a self-proclaimed expert.
You're
Just
an
a
expert.
self-proclaimed Googler. But yeah, so those diseases essentially function the same way. Like the protozoans that cause ick and velvet already live within the water column naturally. So every fish is predisposed to potentially getting either of those. It's just certain water conditions essentially can increase their likelihood of actually getting that.
Yeah. Jennifer says, what is sleep? We also wonder, what is sleep?
Jennifer,
sleep?
you are so right.
When I went on that trip this past weekend, I thought, oh my God, it's going to be so nice to just sleep. So on the way there, I slept at every plane ride on the way there, and I was like, oh, it's starting off so good. Then you get there, and like, there's the pressure of staying out with the guys until they go to bed because we're there to hang out with
Boys'
each other.
night.
Oh, yeah. So we're sitting out by the fire. We're talking. We're having a good time. Next thing you know, it's 12 o'clock, and you got to be up at 5 a.m. to
Oh,
go
heck.
hunting. And then you're like, well, it's okay because I'll get a nap. Well, then there's the pressure to hang out with the guys and watch football. So then nap time doesn't come in.
Do you watch football?
No, but when there's a bunch of guys, I do, apparently.
Yeah.
And so next thing you know, you go this whole trip and get like crap sleep the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
My
I've
whole-
never been on a weekend trip where I got crap sleep the whole time.
Yeah.
I've always been the very first one to fall asleep at anything
Yeah.
ever, any group gathering that there's sleep. I'm the 1st
You're
one.
the first one.
Yeah.
So you make sure to get good sleep.
I was the one that would get picked on when we were little because I fell asleep first at the sleepover, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
I've been that person. One time I woke up and my hand was in a bowl of water, and I'm like, what? Why would they do this?
and then you felt like you were sitting in a bowl of water.
No, I did not pee my pants. But they thought it was hilarious either way.
Jennifer says, "What's the point of vacation when you get back and you need another vacation because lack of sleep?" Amen, sister.
Preach,
True.
That's why I
preach.
love
That's
a good
true.
staycation.
Yeah. Well, do we have any more trivia questions?
No.
Do we have a bonus one?
No bonus question.
What?
Ooh. What? This is a good bonus question. What is the first parasite that I personally ever experienced as a hobbyist?
Was it fish or was it shrimp?
I'm not telling.
It was shrimp.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yep. It definitely was.
It was Vorticella.
Vorticella. What do you think?
The one that causes rust spot.
Ooh.
Disease.
M? M, could you do me the biggest favor?
Can you rub my feet?
Could you rub my shoulders?
Retract that.
Could you,
We disavow everything that is coming out of his
could
mouth.
you, could you please? I was gonna get up and get it, but you're already there.
Chat, what do you guys think?
Thank you. I just have a little bit of a headache, and I think it's because I'm drinking too much coffee. Thank you. They think I need more coffee?
Jennifer Linkus, I think, a little bit ago.
Oh no,
Or
I'm
maybe it
just
wasn't.
nasally.
I don't know. I thought it was her, but maybe not.
Thank you, Em.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I retract my shoulder rubbing comment. At least I didn't say rub my feet.
Nick says planaria.
Ooh, planaria is a good one.
Oh, Guy Ashby said planaria too. I didn't see that one.
Anybody? Any others?
IMAC says his daughter. Just kidding, just kidding.
Your daughter was the first parasite.
IMAC was in Discord jail last week.
IMAC's,
Put him in timeout.
he's about to get banned.
IMAC
No,
was
he's not.
almost in timeout last week.
Did he say something really bad?
What? Oh, basically that women just
We're
live
just-
to
we're-
make babies and die.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
Then there's just a lot of girl
Smart.
gang on the Discord that
They put him
we're
in timeout.
not
immediately.
having it.
Yeah, no, I can imagine them shutting that down.
Jody P says anchor worms. Jennifer says hydra.
It's crazy. It's Vorticella.
I was right.
You're right.
I literally have no idea what that is.
That's crazy.
But when I was trying to work on the thumbnail for this week's video, I was like looking at all the different things, and Vorticella was one that was like listed on one of them, and I was like, wow, that's a cool word.
Wow, what a cool word.
well, I'm glad you hung on to that
Sometimes you
cool
just
word.
know and you're knower.
Yeah, sometimes you just know and you're
Sometimes
knower.
you just know. So, will you tell us about Vorticella?
Yeah, what is that? I'm not familiar.
So Vorticella, it's a little like parasite that what's a bit like the way that I think of it is like, you ever see those like back in the day it was called tremors? They're like these huge worms underground, and they have like huge mouths.
Like the bullworm in SpongeBob?
Exactly like
Maybe.
that.
But basically, it's like a worm that it bites onto the head of the shrimp, and then its tail
Oh.
sticks up.
Okay.
Is basically the way that I envision it.
Yeah.
And so when you get shrimp, they'll have like these little it almost looks like hairs coming off their head,
Yeah.
and then it will just spread to their whole face.
Oh.
And so they actually don't hurt the shrimp.
Yeah.
They just I think they just feed off of what it's eating, and they just like collect it. But it's like this little worm that just sucks onto its head, and then eventually there'll be so many of it that the shrimp can't even eat.
Oh.
And so then the shrimp will end up dying because of it. So,
Interesting.
Yeah, I got some shrimp that they didn't have it when I got them. What they did is they have in their gills they have a bunch of little white spots, which are
okay.
eggs. And then when the eggs hatch, then the worms get all over them.
Can you prevent the eggs from hatching?
No, you can't prevent the eggs from hatching, but you can treat the water so that when the eggs hatch, they die.
Okay.
Yeah. The best thing to treat it with is salt. I mean, there's other things you can treat it with, but salt's the easiest, less harmful one.
Very
So
interesting.
that was my first experience.
Yeah.
Good job.
I just wish it was actually an educated guess, but it's not really. The only educated part about it was that I knew it was for shrimp, and you started with shrimp.
I actually started with fish.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought. Oh, well, you started flipped with shrimp, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you never had a fish parasite?
I may have, but I was too novice to know. So I didn't realize any. Like I knew about like ick and stuff like that, but I never experienced it.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, I guess before we get into today's topic, even though we kind of touched on some stuff, I think it's important we bring up Aquashella.
Yeah.
It's literally right around the corner, and me and Liv are leaving tomorrow morning.
Woo.
God willing, we're leaving tomorrow morning unless anything
Lord
crazy
willing.
happens. And so, and then the whole marketing team, Lead Dog, DJ, and Broccolini are leaving Friday morning and meeting us down there. So it should be, it's Daytona.
Oh, I thought you were high-fiving Rob again.
No.
I didn't
She's
realize.
going for you.
Sorry.
So that's happening in Daytona, Florida this weekend. It should be a really great time.
Should be.
We're looking forward to it. The only thing is most of us are sick. You're getting over being sick. I'm getting over
Hopefully.
being sick. M's in the middle of being sick. Leather's going to start being sick tomorrow.
Strong as a bull.
No, I ain't.
Knock on wood that she
No, I
isn't.
ain't.
And then,
We're not speaking that over
yeah.
Leather.
No.
Yeah, Brock and Leather are the only two that haven't gotten sick yet, which is a telltale sign that they're the ones that brought in the illness to begin with.
Yeah.
So they're asymptomatic. They're the carriers. Oh, what's going on over there? It's starting.
What in the world?
I'm fine.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
as long as the whole Flip Aquatics team doesn't go down sick, we'll be there.
Andrew says he'll be at Aquashella.
Andrew is?
Hey.
Andrew Starnes.
Anybody
Yep.
else going?
Have to come find us.
Yeah, we'll either be at the creator booth, the fish tube booth, we'll be at our booth, or we'll be at the shrimp contest. Those are 3 places you can find us.
Be all over this.
Yeah.
Where are you hanging out?
I'll be around.
Yeah?
I'll be around.
If somebody wants your autograph, where can they find you?
Probably
Around.
at the bull shark.
Yeah. Are you going to do it this time?
Maybe. I did it last time when you cheated me out of a win.
I did cheat you out of a win.
We need a rematch.
Have you guys seen there's a sport that they have like a ball. It almost looks like a soccer ball, but it has like sticky stuff on it. I don't know.
We're
Someone in,
all looking at you confused.
No, please.
I was hoping
Please
someone might be able to help me out. But I'm going to figure out whatever that sticky stuff is, and I'm going to like rub it on my thighs so that way me and that bull are one.
You
Me and
need
that
to wear
bull shark.
shorts
I
and
can
not
see
wear
you just
socks.
hanging off the side and like getting played around like
My
you're
arms
actually
are
getting
doing
hurt
nothing.
and your legs are stuck to the bowl.
Rob's like, turn it up. She can't win. Turn it up.
Lowell says it's called handball.
Yes.
Will's here?
No, Lowell.
Oh,
Lol.
Jody says she'll be at Aquashella too.
Jody?
Okay, Jody.
Jody P.
Okay, so we got some people coming.
Yeah.
Whoop,
Well, it'll
whoop.
be a good time.
Yeah, hopefully Florida's doing better now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I think it'll be a good opportunity for like people who might be going through it to like escape for a day or so and
a good
have
point.
something fun to enjoy. So
Yeah.
I agree with
I
that.
think that'll be good.
Bougie says, Liv, you know they have adhesive spray at Home Depot.
Oh.
They also have it at like Hobby Lobby.
I'm gonna get quick drying super glue and just as soon as I get on super glue myself
That
to it.
sounds so incredibly painful.
Yeah. No, I'll wear jeans. So then I'll just leave. I'll just take my jeans off as I get off.
Pants off.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Rob, please don't do that.
Rob will be belted, suspenders on, everything to keep those pants
Yep.
attached.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'll literally get thrown off the bowl by my pants ripping off my body.
It'll
What
look
it-
like some chaps.
That would make a video and it instantly just goes to censored.
Rob ends up with shaken baby syndrome because he can't actually get off the bowl.
Shaking babies and
No, it's
The
actually
shark.
because I'm a baby.
We're about to get demonetized.
We are.
So the parasite.
Anywho, what are we talking about?
Parasites.
Today we're talking about parasites.
Parasites. Okay, what questions we got?
You'll have to ask Liv.
Wow. So there are so many types of parasites. There's worms, there's protozoans, there's things that are kind of more like bugs.
Ooh.
How the heck do you identify them? And that's loaded because I know each of those are probably a little
Wow.
different. It's like worms. Okay, say you have internal parasites in your tank. What would be your process for identifying that? What things would you look for?
Well, so like a lot of people get confused because there's things as like detritus worms and things that naturally occur in your aquarium that aren't harmful. So a lot of people get scared with that. So we'll call this internal parasites.
Yeah.
Because internal parasites would be worms. They live in the gut. And the easiest way to tell if you have internal parasites is when the fish doesn't gain weight. So this is mostly for fish. I don't know if I've ever seen a shrimp have internal parasites. I mean, not that it couldn't happen. I just personally haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Because in theory, it should be able to happen. But you would see it by like them getting skinny, or in like really late stages, you would actually see the worms coming out of their butt.
Yeah.
And so that's when they're like so infested. Odds of survival are extremely low at that point. It should never get to that point, but it can happen. So that's how I would identify internal parasites, is just by skinniness or looking at their butt, and if stuff's coming out of their butt, then you know.
So if they had internal parasites, would they still be eating? They would just be staying
they still
skinny.
eat normal.
They would eat a lot. They'd poop a lot. They just would stay skinny.
No, you actually probably wouldn't see them poop much.
Okay.
And so that's another. Well, I mean, you would see them poop some, but that's where you start getting like real stringy poop. Like, if you ever see poop that's like, it looks like a piece of poop connected by like a clear line, another piece of poop, clear line, or just a white clear poop, then usually it means like something's out with the fish. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have internal parasites. It could mean that they're just sick. Like, it's kind of like, you know, in humans, if you have diarrhea, it could just be because you're sick. It doesn't mean you have internal parasites. So like same thing with fish.
Leather says we all have internal parasites.
No, I didn't say that. Somebody else told me that.
Somebody else told you that? I mean, I'm sure we all have internal stuff.
I guess you can do parasite cleanses or detoxes or something like that. I don't know much about
I'm
it.
all about like, give me a tapeworm, let me lose 20 pounds, and then we'll kill that sucker.
Oh, gosh.
What about non-internal parasites? Like,
So
what would you look for in your tank?
So this is one that's really hard for me, because most of them have to do with color. So like red spots, red gills, like gill flukes, and like all that stuff is colors I can't see.
Yeah.
So like that's where I have to really rely on like you and the husbandry team to be able to identify that stuff. Like rarely can I see like a red spot on a fish or red gills. Like it's just not something that is natural to me because of my colorblindness.
I feel like red gills is something I struggle with
Really?
because I'm like, their gills are just red. You know?
I don't know.
So, well, like, fish have red gills.
Okay.
FYI.
All fish have red gills? They can't be brown?
I feel like fish have red gills.
Have you ever seen a fish without red gills? Again, I'm just curious.
I
don't
mean,
know.
I guess it's not something I was like looking out for specifically.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've been someone
Ask
who...
the chat. See if the chat says anything.
The chat, have you seen a fish without red gills?
I've been someone who goes fishing my whole life.
Hey, Leather, ask him one more time.
Hey, chat.
You've been fishing a lot in your life, and you've never seen a fish that didn't have red gills.
I don't think so.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Do shrimp have red gills?
No. Do shrimp have gills?
I mean, yeah, they breathe through the water. Like they're like on the side of their body. It's not like a fish gill,
Yeah.
but they would still.
Got some.
I'm sure it's still considered gills. I
Um,
don't know if not. Somebody in chat will tell us.
lingcod have blue gills,
Ooh.
but bluegill have red gills.
Ah. You told him.
Get owned, iMac. Yeah, so I don't know.
It's
That's just
hard
one.
to tell.
Yeah, where it's like, because like sometimes our team, like on import, they're like, oh, they have red gills, they got red gills. But I think the fish is just discolored, and their gills don't discolor because it's like
Yeah.
fleshy tissue.
I notice it when their gills puff up.
Yeah,
Like they get
when
like
I see
inflamed.
that. But then I feel like I'm looking more at like the structural anatomy of the fish, not so much the pigmentation of their tissue.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So yeah,
We have seen
what I struggle
some
with.
that are like, what were those called? It was in the Ember Tetras, and they were little black spots. And it was like,
yeah,
it was like a type of fluke or something.
yeah. Let me look it up real quick.
It was something that basically embedded in the body of the fish, and it was non-lethal. So like you don't really have to kill it. It's not going to spread. It just lives there, and it will eventually die.
Yeah, it's called black spot disease. It's a. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah, so it's described as a parasitic worm infestation that causes small cysts to appear on the fish's skin. The spots can be felt by rubbing your hand over them, and in severe cases, it can spread to the flesh. Black spot disease is not very common in home tanks, but it can spread quickly if left untreated.
Maybe
It
that
doesn't
was
do
what it
anything to
was.
harm the fish, but it can be unsightly. And then there's also another thing says flukes, which are harmless. I think it was flukes. It's important to avoid stressful conditions for the fish. Yeah, maybe it was flukes. I don't know.
At some point, it'd be nice to hire like a marine biologist or somebody, and actually like have somewhat of a lab.
I took biology too in high school. I know how to use a microscope.
There you go. There's our version.
I took anatomy also.
Oh. Would you be able to tell between A-type bacteria and B-type?
If I knew what that was, then yeah.
I actually don't even. I don't even know if there is A and B type. I know there's like a negative or like, because Marison and Marison 2, they treat two different types of bacteria. So I know there's two different types.
Yeah.
I just don't know what those two
I did
types
one
are.
semester in college as a biology major.
Wow.
So
What happened to
Pretty
the
close.
semesters after that?
I decided that I had too many allergies because I was going to go to vet school.
Oh,
I decided
that's right.
I could not be around pet hair at work and at home. So I chose
That's
home
fair. That's fair.
because who would trust a vet without pets? I wouldn't.
I would never
By the
ask.
Byland says, what about a get equipped with flip with Jason from Primetime on diseases?
Ooh.
Let's do it.
Ooh.
Jason is good at that stuff.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, maybe, I'm sure there's like, I'm not saying that Jason's not qualified because he is qualified, but there might be somebody that like, that's what they do for a living is just study parasites and diseases. We could
Yeah.
potentially look into getting someone like that.
What would that be
'Cause
called?
I would be interested. Pathologist,
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Are you trying to make me say wrong words?
I just don't know what it's called. So.
I don't know either. Parasitology? How about that?
I
Crazy.
mean, Bougie said that she took parasitology in college.
What? That's a real word?
Yeah. She said parasitologist would be the name.
You're so smart.
Look at me go.
Wow.
Every day, I just get better and better. They say, they call me like a great whiskey. The longer I'm here, the better I get.
I don't know about whiskey. I just thought they said that about wine.
Whiskey's not the same?
I don't know.
I just felt whiskey
You're
was
like
more
the barrel
masculine.
that they age the whiskey in. I won't elaborate anymore.
No, that's fair.
Anyway, external parasites. So you said you struggle with them because of the color stuff.
Color stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like if they're like black, like that's easy to tell if you start getting black spots.
Yeah.
But then like you need to know whether it's, because obviously you said there's 2 different types. So when we did our research on it, it was obviously the type that wasn't harmful and it wasn't
Yeah.
going to spread.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there could be ones that are way different. I mean, talking about all of this stuff, like, here's the thing is there's so many illnesses and sicknesses and diseases and
Yeah.
parasites that can happen with fish that the majority of it, you just kind of have to like be like, ooh, that's probably this. We need to treat it and we need to go down this treatment until it's completely gone or we know it's not working and then we can try something else.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of the time, like what we're dealing with is we're like, okay, we're pretty positive that's bacterial. Oh, we're not able to get rid of it. Let's try fungal just to see. We go down that route, we get rid of it. And so like it's a lot of like experimental figuring it out unless you have a telescope, a microscope to really determine what it is. Oh, Em, you thought that was funny.
I think it was funny. I'm just imagining a big old telescope on
Every day I'm here, I get stupider.
You're not stupid. You're actually very smart.
I thought it was funny a little bit ago when you said you were a novice. You said, I just didn't know because I was a novice, instead of, you're just dumb.
Liv's a savage today.
She is savage.
I
I,
didn't
have to
wanna-
drive 16 hours with this.
We better get some really good video
Yesterday you
footage
said
from
that's
that
good
trip.
news.
No, it's funny because I actually went out and they have these dividers that you can sell. They're for dogs, but I actually bought one to separate me from Liv.
Yeah, Rob said I have to sit in the third row.
But he also said he's putting those seats down. So I guess you're just
Yeah.
gonna ride on top of everything.
No, I'm
Yeah.
bringing like a doggy bed.
That's nice of
That
you.
That
way-
actually would be kind
She
of
said
nice.
she wanted to take a nap the whole way down.
Honestly, that's probably.
Are you just gonna sleep the whole way?
No. Well, here's the thing: is I am a snorer.
Are you?
Yeah, and
oh
that's.
my god, that'd
I
be
was. I
hilarious.
think I was telling you, Emily.
Please
like
fall
that's
asleep.
embarrassing.
I hope that you
No,
fall asleep and
I
you start
actually
snoring.
Who wants
didn't know
to-
that you snored.
Really?
Yeah. I
Who
did
wants
not
to
know
snore in
that.
front of their boss for 16 hours?
I don't think that you snored anytime.
I do.
I have no shame.
I also snore.
Okay,
You
well,
snore too?
It must
That's what I
be
hear.
a lot less than what Andrew
Maybe it's
snores, 'cause
the
I thought
parasites.
that if you
Maybe.
were-
Andy tells me all the time how much I snore. He snores too. Anyway, so like planaria, would you consider that an external parasite? Or is that just like a pest?
I would say it's more of a pest. Because, like, is a leech a parasite? I mean,
Yes.
like, it's parasitic.
Leeches are parasites.
Are they? I think of a leech as just like a bug.
Shrimp is bugs.
Stop. Okay, so, yes. So it's
Okay, well, let's do this.
planaria. Let's go down the route of planaria. I never really see planaria attached to something just eating off of it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, usually they'll bite them and the shrimp will swim away and it'll be fine. Like, never do you see posts where, like, a planaria is attached to the side of a fish swimming around.
Yeah.
So, like, I think planaria is more of, like, an opportunistic feeder. Like, they'll attach to, like, a snail only because the snail, like, can't get away.
Yeah.
And so, like, things that are super slow like that,
I wish snails could
so
swim.
they can be parasitic, right? So they're probably considered a parasite.
So, a parasite is an organism that lives on or inside another organism called the host and obtains its nutrients from the host's expense. So there's complete parasites, which get all of their nutrients from the host, and then semi-parasites that only get some of their nutrients from the host. So I guess that would be the thing, is like, do planaria attach to things? If they do attach, then I think they're at least a semi-parasite.
I would say they're semi-parasites because, like, if you throw food at the bottom, they're going to eat that.
Okay. That makes sense.
Which leeches, I don't know if leeches would eat food at the bottom. I think they would. Because there's times that,
Really?
like, I've gotten leeches in a tank, and they live in the substrate, and they just keep existing, and you can't get rid of them.
Interesting.
It is interesting. So
Have you ever had a
basically,
leech?
hey guys, I just want you all to know this is a discussion. You didn't come here. You didn't come here to learn from the experts. You came to be a part of the discussion, so we all can learn together.
I made very clear we
Yeah.
are not experts.
No.
Actually, I didn't.
I'm very good on the shrimp side of things, but on
Yeah.
the fish side of things, like, there's just so much that we're only like maybe 4 years into keeping fish as like a business side, and so I think like year 10 of keeping fish, I'll feel like we're experts. But right now, I feel like we know a whole heck of a lot, but we don't know as much as we can know, or we don't know as much as we don't know.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of part of the fun is like, obviously we don't know everything.
Yeah.
We're never going to know everything. There's always going to be something that we can improve on. So I think Wednesdays like this are kind of fun too, where we can learn some things from the chat and see what they think and
Yeah.
figure some stuff out together. Because we do a lot of figuring stuff out, but
We do.
sometimes it's nice to it not just be you and me sitting in a room figuring things out.
Yeah. One of the greatest research tools, and this is going to sound so funny, is ChatGPT. And it's not like you put something in there and it's fact, but you ask it questions and it gives you information, and then you ask it to cite the information, and then it takes you to the page where it got the information from, and then that's like a real quick way to gauge like, oh, is this accurate? Is it not accurate? Where to get the information? And so like if you're looking for like a really quick result, like ChatGPT is going to be way better than Googling something. And so I use ChatGPT a ton when I'm like, here's the issue we're having, what could be some cause of this, and then it will give like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it'd be like, hey, can you cite information from 4, and then so on and so forth. And so like,
I've been using it a lot recently too.
oh yeah, I use it a ton. It's like, it's just so much easier.
Yeah, especially to get a starting point.
Yeah.
Because like, if you Google stuff in the hobby, there's so many
Thousands.
forums, Reddit posts.
Yeah.
Some websites official, some not, all with kind of some different information, and so it can be a little overwhelming. So it's nice to have that is like,
Yeah.
start here.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. So regarding internal parasites, Leather's over here talking about parasite cleanses. What is the best way to treat internal parasites? Like, what's the most effective way to administer the treatment for internal parasites?
We use 2 different types of medicine. One is GenCure, which is really good. You just treat the water, and I'm sure there's other versions of GenCure. Actually, we used to use GenCure. Now we use ParaCleanse by Fritz.
Yep.
They're pretty much the same exact thing. And so there's a lot of different options that you can use, just picking the one that's right for you or whichever one you have access to. So ParaCleanse is what we use. That's good option. The next good option or better option is PanCure C, is a dog dewormer. And so the most effective way to use it is to mix it in with your food. But that's the problem, is like, it's trial and error. Like, we're still like dialing in our process of mixing it in with frozen food. There's a lot of different methods to doing it, and we're developing which one works best for us. So like, I don't even feel comfortable saying like, oh, this is how to dose it as far as mixing it with your food. But you can also treat the water column too, which is 0.1 gram per 10 gallons. That's what the dose that we use for a long time, and it works pretty well. But the reason that it's better to treat your food with it and use it that way is because then the fish is actually going to consume the food, or the shrimp or whatever you're trying to treat is going to consume the food, and that's actually able to attack the internal parasite. So
It's a more
much
direct route for
Yeah.
the medication to get to the parasite.
And so, so there's a couple ways that you can accomplish that. You know, you could do your own research and figure out, you know, the way that you want to approach it. But I don't feel comfortable saying, hey, do this, because I don't want to lead you astray.
Yeah. Matt and I were doing some research yesterday on what the best way to do that
Yeah?
would be. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're still dialing in our system, for sure.
Yeah.
But we treat with ParaCleanse, or not, we do, let me back up. Pan-Cure C, we treat everything that comes into our warehouse for 11 days, I think is what it is. And then after the 11th day, then we determine, like, is it good, is it not good? Sometimes if they're, like, super skinny through that first 11 days, we'll double it up with Paracleanse.
Yeah.
And then go from there. Yeah.
Have you ever tried natural remedies for treatments?
I have not.
Maybe this is a question for the chat. Because I know even for ick, some people are recommending salt and stuff like that, and we've tried salt for other things, but
Yeah.
never for ick
Is
or
there
velvet
natural
or
remedies for internal parasites?
I don't know. That's
So-
why I asked.
I mean,
you.
I'm sure there's like certain supplements that you
T-Dog
get.
says, I wonder if black walnut in the water would work.
Black walnut.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's an anti-parasitic.
Oh, of course you know that.
It's also my dad, so.
Oh,
Oh, it is your dad?
That's your dad that said it?
what up,
Yeah.
T-Dog?
T-Dog.
DJM's
dad.
fam is in the chat today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her brother was in here earlier. I don't
He
know if
calling
he
us
still is.
nerds.
He did call us nerds.
He did?
Yeah.
He said fish nerds.
Yeah.
Said, "What's up, fish nerds?"
Okay, Black Walnut.
No, that was her dad. The other one was her brother.
You leave DJ Trav out of this.
Who's the nerd now?
It's still you, Rob.
No, that's funny. So T-Dog is your dad. What's your brother's name?
His little whatever tag is Zippy.
Zippy? Come at me, Zippy. I don't think I've ever met your brother.
Really? He was on one of our lives one time. One of our live streams.
Interesting.
Okay, so I've got one last question about parasites.
Yes.
Because we're nearing the end of the show today. When would you decide to use a hospital tank versus treating the whole tank?
Ooh, so if you've had parasites in your regular tank, 100% I would treat your whole tank. Because parasites, like, especially like internal parasites, so worms, whenever that fish poops, like, it's pooping out eggs. And then, like, those eggs now get into your tank, get into the water column, like, you know, fish eat the poop, and the next thing you know, everything has parasites. So it's better to treat the whole tank. The only time that I would use a hospital tank is when it's something new. So, like, you're bringing in something new, use it as a quarantine tank, hospital tank, whatever you want to call it, and then you can observe it from there, pre-treat it, whatever you want to do. But if we're talking parasites, I would never pull something out of a tank to treat it for parasites.
Now, if it's a little off topic, but if someone was having, like, if they noticed a bacterial issue or a fungal issue, would you recommend a hospital tank for hobbyists?
Yeah, like, if you just got something in and, like, let's say you have a fish that has fin rot and it's the only fish showing symptoms. If you can pull that out soon enough that it didn't contaminate your whole tank, I'd say there's a good possibility that if you're on top of it, you can prevent it from spreading. But if it's like a water quality issue and it wasn't just like that fish like its tail got scratched on something and it caused an infection, you know, if it's a water quality issue, obviously your whole tank's gonna end up getting it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely times that it could work. Just with parasites, I don't see it working.
Yeah. Okay, and then just because we always promise the people that we will get to their other questions as well, Bougie asked in Discord, my discus have been in quarantine for about 6 weeks now and are still showing pretty obvious signs of parasitic infection. I'm about to start the third round of Prozi every 2 weeks, but is there another medication out there that I should be looking into, or would you just recommend the current course?
So I would be curious what parasitic infection she's seen. Like if it's sunken bellies, then like I would definitely try using Pan-Cure C. You could try Paracleanse. Like there's a lot of options out there. And if the one you're not currently using is working, then I would definitely try other options. I wouldn't just keep hitting them with the same thing.
Yeah.
But Bougie, I would say for sure reach out to us. We can kind of tell you what we're doing with Pan-Cure C, and then you can make the decision whether you want to try that or not. But I know discus are heavy feeders, so it'd be easy to freeze some chunks with some medicine in it and feed it still frozen, and that way they're definitely ingesting the medicine.
Yeah. And then Braxton. think he wasn't able to make it into the chat today, but he asked also on Discord. He said, I know that tomorrow's Parasite Talk. Let's see, let me fast forward here. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to leave out the filler. So I'm noticing these little white worms, these little worm-looking things in my tank that no longer has any fish in it. There were fish in there at one point. It's a bare-bottom tank, and it only has a new sponge filter, so it had to come from the worms. I think he's wondering what those worms might be.
I would assume detritus worms. That would be my assumption. 'Cause
That's what I'm
usually
thinking,
what
too.
it is. But I would say the majority of the worms that you find in your aquarium are not harmful at all. Like, they're just naturally occurring.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you go out in the yard and you dig a hole. What are you going to find? Worms. They're not
I
parasites.
treat my yard for worms.
You do?
No.
Sprinkle pan cure all over your yard.
I treat
That'd
my
be
yard for
expensive.
worms.
I flood my yard daily to
Do
make
you?
sure.
with chickens.
Why do you keep asking, do you? Obviously, I
it's
don't
funny.
do that.
I know. I just like playing into you.
Yeah.
If I was just like, that's stupid. You don't do that. What fun is that? Do you really treat your yard?
Yeah, I flood it like a cranberry bog
How do you do that?
with a hose.
Did you build banks around your exterior?
Yeah.
And did you just use a garden hose?
Yeah, I have these metal sheets that are like 3 inches thick.
You have 3-inch thick metal sheets.
Yeah.
My God. Do you lift that?
Yeah.
Dude. I am more impressed
That's why I
by
had
you
to
every
size up
day.
recently. I've been working out. I've been moving the metal sheets around a lot.
Yeah. So how do you put these metal sheets around your yard to hold in the water?
With a hammer. Sledgehammer.
And the water doesn't like seep through the soil?
No. They're 8 foot deep. Anyway, so I think it's time to spin the wheel. Any other questions in chat, Leather?
I will say, so one external parasite that we talked about early on was Vorticilla, and the alternative to that is Scuterillia. They're both very similar. So shrimp parasites, external, those are the only ones that you ever see really external parasites on shrimp, and they're a type of worm. So you could treat them with like Pancuracea or something like that in the water, and it should kill them. But the easiest way to treat those is a salt dip. So like you mix aquarium salt with water, and we have the mixture online somewhere. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it's basically like 1 part salt, 10 parts water. What?
Autumn Vic asked, why are we flooding the yard?
To get rid of the parasites.
To get rid of the worms.
Yeah. I don't know why she does what she does.
I'm sorry if anyone's confused.
We'll take pictures of her backyard so you guys can see it.
Yeah.
Tell the chat that you're lying. They believe you.
I don't flood my yard like a cranberry bog. And I do not have 3
3-inch
inch thick,
metal
8 foot
sheets.
deep metal sheets lining it to keep the water in.
Doesn't
I'm
that
sorry.
feel good to get that off your chest?
Yeah, it was really weighing on me for the last few minutes.
So anyway, you do salt dips for like 30 seconds to a minute, and it will kill the Vorticilla. The only thing is, once you kill it, the eggs don't die. So you have to wait till the eggs hatch, and then kill them before they lay more eggs.
Yeah, I think people are sometimes confused or like surprised by the fact that the salt dip doesn't kill the shrimp.
Oh yeah,
Shrimp are fine.
yeah, they're fine. Sometimes we do we get our concentration off, and it's like so concentrated that the shrimp like float at the surface, and like still they're fine.
Yeah.
What? M did one of those looks. I'm glad she didn't have broccolini in here because those two would have been giggling to
It's
each other.
because she just messaged me, but I had already responded in the chat at the same time that she was typing to me.
Yeah, I didn't read the question, and then I was like, wait, and then I deleted it.
Somebody was asking about something that we just did a live stream on, so I was just telling them to check out that episode.
Check it out.
Cool. Any other questions that we need to get to?
Nothing for me. Anything from chat, Leather?
No, not really any on-topic ones. Somebody is asking again about our updated mat and filter video.
Oof.
We're gonna get to it.
We think it's a great idea. It's a video we definitely want to make. It's a video that we've had zero time to actually
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've only filmed one long form video in the last 3 months.
I had it on the agenda for doing one today, 8 a.m., but somebody's sick.
Did you have it on for this morning?
Yeah, I rescheduled it
Yeah.
since it didn't happen Monday. But it's okay.
You were
could've-
sick. I was
could have
sick.
done it this morning.
We'll do it next week.
I'm super nasally, so it probably wouldn't have been a good video
True.
anyway. No one wants to listen to this.
wasn't a good video anyway.
It's okay. Everybody will be getting shorts next week where
Pray
I
for me.
sound very nasally.
Pray for my weekend in Aquashella.
All right, so
Are we ready for the
it's
will?
time
I'm ready
for
for
the
something.
will.
Okay.
Yay.
Let's see what the range is today. 4 to 34.
Oh, 30 options. Bobby, how about you do the honors of having the first pick?
Wow, what a nice girl.
What were the options again?
Very selfless.
4 to 34.
You don't want to pick first?
No, I'd love for you to pick first. 15.
14. I'm going with 14.
Okay. Liv,
I would have been so bummed if you picked 14.
Liv, you're by the bylands.
By the bylands, represent.
And Rob, you are incoming 007, which is Charles Germont.
Yeah.
Charles.
Charles, thanks for joining us in chat today.
Are you ready for this? You won last week, didn't you?
born ready. I don't know. I think so. I think Emily wrote it down.
I don't know. I don't have my sticky note.
By the bylands is very excited.
Yeah, actually, I did win last week.
Charles,
Let's go.
by the bylands, I apologize that you're not going to win this week in advance. But Charles, you're welcome.
Are you guys stretching?
Yeah.
By the bylands says, if we beat 007, does that make you better than James Bond?
Yes.
Listen, she.
Yes.
Well, I definitely have to beat her then, because she'll
Ready?
be talking about this all day tomorrow.
Yeah, all 20 hours.
Ready?
Yep.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
What? What?
Got him. Got him.
I mean, I can't even be mad about that because she outplayed me.
Got him.
You know,
Congrats, by the bylands.
every blind squirrel finds a nut. Every blind fish finds a piece of food.
What's funny is I think that Charles actually said that in our Discord when he joined.
What?
The every blind squirrel finds a nut, because somebody was like saying like, oh hey, welcome, you're gonna fit right in or whatever, and then I think that's what he said on Discord.
Charles' response.
Every
That's
two
funny.
peas is in a pod.
Hey, do you
You
want
and
to spin
Charles.
this? By the bylands.
Hey, by the bylands, I am glad that I could serve you well today.
You want a big spin or a little spin?
Big spin.
That was a very
That
large
was pretty
spin.
good.
That was a big spin. I almost pulled my shoulder out of place. It's still going.
Wow.
10 minutes
Wow.
later.
Hey.
10
Membership.
memberships.
Spreading the love.
Congratulations. Who wants to do that? I can do it.
You.
Membership gifting. Is this the one that there's not a 10 member option?
Yeah, I think you have to do it in fives.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh no, there's 10. Good.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. It's
Maybe
the
it was
25.
25.
Yeah. When are we updating the wheel?
We already talked about that, Rob. We can't say it out loud.
Oh, we did already talk about it?
There might
Yes.
there might
Okay.
be some
Oh,
things
we did
happening
already talk
soon. On behalf of By the Bylands, 10 memberships.
10 memberships.
Going
For-
out to the Flip fam.
Going out to the Flip fam for the
Oh,
people who,
I'm gonna
who are
put
still
the
hanging
link to
out
our
with us.
Discord too. If you're not on our Discord, you should be, because
That's facts.
much like our chat that was popping today, we just hang out and chat on there a lot. A lot of very smart people to learn from on there too.
Yeah, we got a lot of great members. We really do.
And now that you have all these people getting memberships, there are some membership only channels on our Discord as well.
Yes.
So also, with all these people getting their memberships, definitely go check out some of our members-only videos that we post weekly. We have members-only live streams that we do monthly. We have different professionals throughout the industry come in and like do a deep dive on different topics. So go check those out while you have access.
Yeah. And again, if you are coming to Aquashella Daytona, don't forget to find us. Coffee with Flip IRL.
Yeah.
We'll have a good time.
Oh, and also we have a sale going on right now.
We do have
Our
it.
Halloween sale's going on
That's
right
a big
now.
sale too.
Yeah.
Is tomorrow Halloween?
Yeah. How, though, honestly, how?
Dude, what do you want to do for Halloween? You want to drive 16 hours to Aquashella?
Yes.
We should do that.
They're just going to eat candy all the way down
You
there.
know, no,
We don't
I'm
need
gonna
candy.
get to listen to Liv snore for 16 hours.
You're so blessed.
With Taylor Swift in the background. I've got a 15-hour playlist
Can't
that should
wait.
get us most of the way
It
there.
will actually, it will be insane when we're an hour away and the playlist turns off and we're like, what are we gonna do? 16 hours of T Swift. Fistery. What's up, Fistery?
Yep.
Oh my
Well-
dude, Alex. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. It was fun just hanging out. I like not knowing what the topic was. It actually was fun. Thanks for all the great questions. Really
It's my
appreciate it.
pleasure.
The trivia was awesome this week, as always.
The camera switching.
The camera switching on
So
par
good.
with cinematics in Hollywood.
good.
You killed it.
Thanks so much.
And the quality of the sound, perfect.
Chef's kiss.
Thank you.
Yes, chef.
Well, guys, we'll see you at Aquashella this weekend. You guys make it a great week. As always, God bless. We'll catch you on the flip side.